Hello, how are you? Here is episode number 6 of the Hearts Between Lines series which you are watching keenly. The today's episode title is The Bench Under the Tree. This chapter is a soft, emotional turning point of this series, one that reflects on what was, what could be, and what still quietly remains. It draws Gappu and Tinku together again, not in loud reunion, but in quiet understanding. In episode number 6, The Bench Under the Tree is the opening scene. Some places remember, even when people forget. A bench, a tree, a space where two lives once brushed shoulders. And sometimes, when we return to those places, they whisper the memories we are too afraid to say aloud. It was late spring. The bench under the school's old neem tree was still there, still born, still standing, but Gappu had not sat there in weeks. Too many memories, too many almost. Zara noticed. Why had you stopped? Why would you stop sitting it there? She asked one afternoon. She shrugged. Not the same. Nothing is ever the same, she said, kicking a pebble. But that does not mean it cannot still matter. He looked at her. Zara had a way of throwing truth at you casually, like skipping stones. The next day, Gappu went back to the bench, sat alone, closed his eyes, and let it all return: the sketchbook, the playlist, the laughter between lines, Tinku's voice saying, I will write if you promise to reply. Tinku's voice saying, I will write if you promise to reply. He had kept that promise, and so had she. But replies did not erase distance, they just softened the edges of missing. As he opened his notebook, he saw a leaf had fallen into its pages, a small brittle one. He smiled, then turned to a blank page and wrote, Still here. Just that, no name, no explanation. He tore it and tucked it under the bench like a secret the wind could read. Oh my God! Because sometimes we write for someone who may never see it, but the act of writing heals something anyway. A few days later, something changed. The principal announced the school alumni week. All students were visiting, past friends, teachers, and familiar faces. Zara nudged Gappu, think she will come. He looked at her uncertain. She doesn't belong to the past. Zara smirked. Then maybe she part of the future. That evening Gappu sat on the bench again. No sketchbook, no music, just stillness. And that's when it happened, a shadow, a soft voice. I was hoping the bench remembered me. He turned, and there she was, Tinku, not a dream, not a memory, but real. It was very amazing scene. Wearing a blue sweater, braid tucked over her shoulder, shoes still scuffed like always, he stood. You are here. She smiled. I came for alumni event and maybe for this bench. They sat like no time had passed, not touching, not staring, just being. I found your note, she whispered. He raised an eyebrow. Under the bench, still here. Was it for me? He looked up at the branches above them. Maybe it was for me. They both laughed softly. Ha ha ha. That old quiet laugh they had once shared. The one that did not echo but settled gently in the chest. Tinku reached into her pocket, pulled out a folded paper. It was wrinkled at the corners, a poem. I never sent this, but I wrote it weeks ago. She handed it to him. He opened it. Some places stay warm, not because of sun, but because a memory sat there once and never really left. Kapu folded it slowly, carefully. Thank you. They talked for a while about her new school, about Zara, about favorite movies, bad cafeteria food, and how they still hummed old songs at night. No drama, no grand confessions, just comfort, like wrapping a scarf around a memory and walking beside it for a while. As the sky turned golden, she stood. I should go. He nodded. You will visit again. She smiled. I never really left. And just before she walked away, she turned back. The bench under the tree, she said, is ours now, is not it? He nodded, always was. In the closing paragraph, in the closing word, in the closing sentences, some places are not made of wood or stone. They are made of moments, they are made of memories, of conversation, of poems, never sent and smile that outlast silence. And when two hearts share a bench, even once, that bench remembers, even if the word forgets. In this episode number 6, Gappu turns to the bench under the tree. It symbolizes memory and healing. Tinku visited during the function of alumni. They reconnect calmly and gently, exchanging notes and soft reflection. No grand romantic gesture, just meaningful emotional peace. In the next episode, we will see same scene, same romance, more than before, and maybe tree and maybe other memory will be reflected in the next episode. So be conscious, be ready for the coming episode number 7, Heart Between Lines. I hope you would like it. Thank you so much for listening, watching, and caring.